We should rest. You don't want me to fight tired, do you?
I'm gone.
Statistics indicate the girl demon will be attractive to 82% of female individuals on Galarion and 97% of male individuals.
Oh, I'm flattered. Thank you. But let's not bring this up again. We do it my way. Follow if you dare. Come on. I do what I must.
After breaking the blockade of the demon armies and defeating Discari, the Crusade forces close in on the Threshold Fortress. The place where 100 years ago, the first rift between the planes was opened. The place where this story will end.
I'm always ready.
Matricium Turinos.
You require my unbiased opinion?
Don't hold back.
Crossed the wrong mongrel.
You should have run. Prepare yourself.
survive me.
This will hurt. Desna, guide my hand! I'm going. I am never wrong. Don't hold back!
Endure this!
Make your peace. Strike! I am your end.
Make every strike count.
I will resist! You should have run. This wound, my gift to you.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Prepare yourself. This will hurt.
You won't survive me.
Desna, guide my hand. Don't hold back.
Endure this!
Make your peace. I'll take care of it.
Trust in yourself.
You should have run. Prepare yourself. I will fight to the last breath. It isn't my time yet.
Mongrel.
This will hurt. Hand. It's time to act. Matricium Turinos! We do it my way. Don't hold back! Make your peace.
You won't survive me.
Strike! This strike, my masterpiece. I am your end. I will resist! Disappear.
Endure this!
You should have run.
Make every strike count!
This won't hurt.
A dear guest on my doorstep. Please do come in. You have been long awaited. Nothing at all. We will talk, I promise, but not here. The path to your souls and the world womb's healing demands my death. The accursed threshold prison where everything began must be where everything comes to an end. So I invite you in once again. Cross this threshold. I'll be waiting for you in the heart of the fortress, in the place where the wound was opened.
There it is. The citadel of the demon army. You know, I expected it to be formidable and fearsome. Something that would make me quake in terror. But now that I am standing at its gates, I'm surprised at how little fear I feel. Do not mistake this for bravado. Our enemies are dangerous, but no more than that. We have traveled to the heart of the abyss, and back again. Now we are home, on our own territory. This time, let it be the invaders who quake in terror. I regret that Trevor did not live to see this battle, but that means that today I will be fighting for myself and for him. For everyone who did not live to see our victory. I had to. If I had a choice, I probably would have stayed the same naive little boy I was before the war. The boy who had never killed, who had never been to the abyss, who had never buried those with whom he had sat around a campfire only the night before. Even so, when I set out to join this war, My head was full of so many romantic notions. More than usual for a naive little boy. But life found a way to shatter those most thoroughly. Pride is known as a mortal sin for good reason. It was pride that propelled my brother to join the crusade in search of glory. And look how that ended. No, I am not here to make anyone proud. I only want one thing. For this nightmare, after 100 long years, to finally be over. I will go home to Endoran. I will lay down my weapon and never pick up another so long as I live. Save a knife for cutting grapevines. I will serve the goddess in our old temple. And when the peasant children come to pepper me with questions about the crusade, I will do my utmost to make sure that my stories give none the idea that there is anything beautiful or romantic about war. Ready. Let us drive the demons all the way back to the abyss!
At last, this irksome crusade is drawing to a close. All right, it hasn't been that irksome. All in all, it was a fine adventure, and the company was more than adequate. The most important outcome of today, of course, will be that I shall be immortalized in works of art depicting the Fifth Crusade as the most attractive crusader. Perhaps I should reconsider. No. Others can be afraid. But I know who our leader is and what she is capable of. I have never seen you fail to rise to a challenge, no matter how impossible. So leave me and my optimism be. We will win. If anyone should be afraid, it is the wretches inside Threshold. And to the victory feast, I trust?
Greetings. Allow me to congratulate you on leading the armies of the Fifth Crusade to its decisive confrontation. Excellent. At last, a real achievement and a genuine chance of victory. And for me as well, Commander. For me as well. I suppose I am. Being happy is not in my nature, but for the first time in years, I feel something akin to that emotion. It would be interesting to analyze what I experience when I see the criminal Areelu Vorlesh defeated, the demons ousted, and the world wound closed at last. It promises to be an exceptional moment. I am always ready.
You know what's crazy? I never thought this moment would come so soon. It feels like only yesterday we were trying to bring a blazing Canabras under control, and now we're standing on the cusp of our last battle. Threshold. This isn't how I imagined it. I thought I'd be running happily toward death and trying to do something particularly heroic so I could go out in style. But now, I'm thinking about how we have to win and go back to Dresden because there's so much work still to do there. I want to be a living hero. Someone who doesn't stop at one good deed but keeps helping people until they beg him to give it a rest. We've been coddling these demons too long, don't you think? It's time to show them one last time what Galarians are capable of.
Hey! Well, are we gonna stick it to the demons one last time? Back at you, friend. So, are we going to crush some demons? It's time to show them the door once and for all!
calculating the likelihood of your victory. Taking into consideration the fortifications of Threshold, the long period it has been under demon control, and Areelu Vorlesh, who is personally overseeing the defense, I would give the Crusaders a 30% chance of success at most. Of course, the presence of an illustrious scholar of Golarion in your ranks, meaning me, immediately increases your chances by 5%. Fear is an unproductive emotion that typically gets in the way of a good experiment. And I have never indicated that I do not support my loyal follower in her battle against the demons. I simply calculated your chances of success. If you win, I'll make sure to mention you in my encyclopedia. Aha! With that as an incentive, your chances have increased by 5%. Consider this my contribution to your victory.
Chief, is there any chance, even a tiny one, that we can just, call this whole thing off now and go home? Before, I would have just made a run for it, but I can't do that now. Something is holding me back, and I really don't like the thought of leaving you high and dry. See what you turned me into? If you want to send me to the front line, I ain't going, so don't even try that hero stuff on me. I'm gonna fight because I don't want to die. And because we're kind of friends now. Don't you go getting yourself killed either. I can't stand being sad, so just don't do that to me. And I won't be, at least not for long. I've got plans, you know, lots of them, like getting rich. I won't have time to be crying over dead heroes. But if you do survive, I'll make sure to cut you in. That reminds me, the Thiefling's merchandise is still at your disposal. So don't be afraid to ask if you find yourself in need of something.
Not a bad spot to end this war. Formidable, menacing. It has a certain style about it. Seeing as our contract is coming to an end, Commander, let me just say that you are the most impressive client I've ever had the pleasure to work with. And a highly lucrative pleasure it's been, too. Of course not. Where else would I have had so many adventures? Besides, it's thanks to you that I've been able to add so many accomplishments to my service record, which will boost my rates in the future. You know, it's jobs like this, the ones that are both fun and pay well, that make me love what I do. It's strong stuff from Garand. What do you think? Of course, it's worth its weight in gold. It's one of my little weaknesses that I refuse to give up. Well, it sure wasn't in the name of Iomade. Of course, money's not the be-all and end-all. You dimwits need someone with a clear head on your side, someone to watch your back. I know how you hero types love sacrificing yourselves at the drop of a hat. Now you're talking. Why don't you show me who it is we need to kill to win this war? Areelu Vorlesh? I'll wish that lady sweet dreams with unalloyed pleasure.
This is it. The last fortress. It's been a long road from the river city to here. We walked and walked and walked along the road, and suddenly, there's no more road. The Redeemed Knights say they need me. I think they can manage fine without me, but maybe I really can help them somehow. I think we'll do a lot of good together. Nobody is ready. It will be scary, very scary. In the last fortress, all the lies will end, and the truth will rise. It's scary, but it's good. Nobody knows what will happen next. People are afraid of the future, so that's why they make it up. They lie to themselves so it's not so scary. They convince themselves and others of the things they make up. But one day the future will come. The story ends, for better or worse. When everything's already happened, there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. And there's no reason to lie. Hear that, Soot? It's time.
Rushes toward its conclusion. I wish to speak with you. To be honest, I almost stopped believing that I would live to see this moment. It has been at least 50 years since I stopped hoping and believing it could happen. And yet, here we are, at the entrance to Threshold. All thanks to you. I have made a great many mistakes in my life, and I suppose I shall pay for every one of them, in this life or in the afterlife. But few mistakes became apparent to me as quickly and as painfully as my feud with you. I feel really happy. I mean it. I thought I would not have enough strength to drag this burden of regrets along to the final battle. You are right. I shall fulfill your request, although it will be difficult. No one in Mendev knows the sacrifice that the creation of the Ward Stones demanded. The stones themselves are seen as a symbol of hope and safety. To destroy them would be akin to dismantling the fortress walls around Mendev's cities. It will provoke suspicion and panic, even if the demons are defeated by that time. But the angels have done their duty and should be freed. Therefore, should we win, I shall carry out your request, even if it means losing the people's trust. I am going to rule Mendev. What else? I do not seem to have much choice in that. I have become a symbol of battle and of the war for our liberation. I hope I am wise enough to become a symbol of peace, too. Yes, of course. May Iomedae be with you, or any other higher power you believe in.
Vamos.
So this is it then. Threshold. Grubby little spot, isn't it? Looking around, I'm thinking to myself, maybe if we'd built it somewhere else, not in this god's forsaken hole, somewhere nicer, maybe then Areelu, here's her name, wouldn't have revolted. Maybe there would have been no invasion. But anyway, what's the use in wondering? Well, War Chief, are you ready? Ready to thrash all these Fae and Oglins and other Puxies? Ready to boot that king of the grasshoppers back to his magical beetle land? But then, what would we have done with all the witches and mages? Maybe you're right. If we didn't bother them, they wouldn't bother us. Folk live like that in other countries with no problems at all. And they don't have world wounds opening up on them. And then, if you think about it, mages aren't the problem. The problem's them Oglins and Fae that were chomping at the bit to get into our world. Without Areelu, Discari, that dirty bug, would have just found other allies. Like a worthless brother. What am I not going to do? That's the easier question. In war, there's only two things you can do. Kill and die. But in times of peace, there's no end to the things a man can do. I think I'll head to Gundren. After all their hardships, they could do with my help. Fight! For Sarkoris! For the Oles clan! For the War Chief!
There it is. The heart of the wound. The source of all the evil that has been wrought here over the last 100 years. It all began here. And we will end it here. If Areelu Voralesh had never opened the world wound, I would never have ended up on Galarian. I would never have met Desna. Or you. I would never have embarked on the path of good. The world isn't fair. Thousands of innocent mortals perished during this invasion. But it was also the catalyst for one demoness's discovery of goodness and love. This may merely be a quirk of fate, but it means that our happiness together has come at a horrifying cost. Today, we will repay but a fraction of that debt. We will close this abomination so that no one else has to die. I know, I actually pity them. If only I could have shown them what I feel. If only I could have shared this goodness, this tenderness with them. I'm sure they would have started on the same path as I have. But if helping them to change is beyond my abilities, then I will have to do battle against them. I will let no one threaten you and our happiness. No one. I did not do it alone. You have led your army to victory, and me to my dream. You know what? It's not about guilt. It's just that I am ashamed to take any joy in my freedom, knowing that this terrible war was the cause of it. Everyone would have been better off if the world wound had never been opened. But then I would have remained a monster. Perhaps one day I will atone for all the evil I did. But it took a far greater evil to make my redemption even possible. I am ready. Let the abyss tremble in fear. This is where I shine.
We should move.
Matritium Turinos.
Test of my abilities. Don't hold back. Prepare yourself. This wound, my gift to you. Desna, guide my hand.
Crossed the wrong mongrel.
You should have run. Make your peace. This will hurt. There's something here. Don't hold back! This strike, my masterpiece!
You won't survive me.
Prepare yourself! Strike! I am your end.
Endure this!
I'm gone. You gone? You should have run! This wound, my gift to you.
Desna, guide my hand!
Make every strike count.
This will hurt. This strike, my masterpiece.
I finished here. Is there more?
It's either us or them.
Don't hold back.
Make your peace.
strike!
My body to silence.
I will resist!
You won't survive me.
You should have run. Prepare yourself!
I like you.
I'm never wrong. We do it my way.
I shall not be swayed from your path. I finished here. Is there more?
Follow if you dare. Their life ends here. This will hurt.
Desna, guide my hand!
endure this!
Don't hold back! I'll take care of it. I'm off.
Can't be dismissed as a calculation error. You knew failure was a possibility. Then why? Why? Yes, it's decided. I will tell you the truth before we fight to the death. Would you like to know why I upended your life? This place is my demi-plane. I created it when I was a prisoner in Threshold. I would slip away to conduct my rituals here in secret. This is where I decided to create what mortals would later call the World Wound. This is where I made all my preparations. Do you understand? Escaping was never my goal. I could have easily disappeared from Threshold. I could have passed through it like water through sand. Some believe that I brought Sarkoris to ruin out of revenge, and I suppose there is some truth to that. I did have reason for revenge. You've been to this secret part of my laboratory and know what I'm talking about. Or at least you have an inkling. My laboratory. The old house in the middle of nowhere that marked the entrance to my lab. It was the home of Areelu when I was still a mere mortal. I lived there with my daughter away from the din of the crowd and sheltered from the keen gaze of the Sarkorian witch hunters. It was a place where the reality of our world was in close proximity to the abyss. A place where I could study the magic forbidden to all Sarkorians. I thought I had hidden my home well, but I was wrong. They found it. They found us. At that hour, I was there, in the laboratory. That damned laboratory I loved so much. I was absorbed in one of my experiments when the hunters arrived on our doorstep. I was sitting at my desk, recording my observations, thoughts, and calculations, as was my habit. That's when I heard the noise outside. The fight was brief. It barely lasted a moment. By the time I sensed that something was amiss and hurried out to see what was happening, it was too late. All I could do was cradle the body of my dead child and cry after their departing soul. I promise. I am not concerned with whether it was justified or not. or with the application of morality, the law, or the teachings of any god. Look around you. This demi-plane. The first time I escaped from my cell and ran here, I was trying to resurrect my daughter. I tried many things, but all my efforts were in vain. The soul had already received Pharasma's judgment, and had been sent on the path determined by the gods, into the abyss. And when I realized that, I rebelled. But not against my jailers, not against those who had murdered my child, not even against Sarkoris. My uprising was against destiny, death, and the laws that the gods had forced upon our lives. I realized then that I wouldn't be satisfied with simply returning my daughter to life. I had to shatter this order once and for all, and make it so that neither Pharasma and her lackeys, nor death itself, could ever stand between us. Only by stepping beyond the bounds of what had been ordained for mortal kind, by obtaining powers that rivaled the divine, could we become free. And with this newfound purpose, I turned myself into a half-demon. Fusing the spiritual essence of the two planes was the only way I could achieve my goal. I let the abyss into my soul, and into this world. I opened the world wound. I danced around 3 demon lords, making them assist me without ever revealing my true intentions. They just believed they were dealing with another power-hungry mortal. But in reality, I was after one thing. I wanted to find what was left of my daughter's soul and give her a new birth. One that would prevent anything from ever harming her again. And then I found you. I chose you because I felt a faint affinity to you. I thought your soul could accept the remains of my daughter's soul, like the soil accepts a seed. I thought that I could bring back my child by tethering the mangled remnants of her soul to a pure mortal soul untouched by the abyss. I thought the power of the Nahindrian crystals would allow me to protect her forever. That I could tear her away from the dominion of mortal nature. But I was mistaken in both assumptions. Now I'm about to face the consequences of my mistake. You will witness them as well.
You should have run!
Make your peace.
Make every strike count.
This will hurt.